Alrighty, welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show, episode 125. What are you eating? No, that's an expensive cord, dude. You can't eat that. He's very young. Huh? I don't know. He went for my microphone instead, so I stopped paying attention to the toy. Okay. Our first question, this is from Patty. Any suggestions for a newly rehomed 7-month-old who is taken outside every hour to come inside to urinate? Yes, absolutely I do. This is kind of a great question too, and I feel like that's going to answer a few other people's questions, so I like this question. So, your answer to that is get your puppy on a schedule. And I know you hear me say a lot about structure schedule, and ideally that is probably the best solution for you guys, but let me give you some other alternatives. Let's say this though, crate schedule, structure schedule is the best solution. Let's talk about some alternatives. So look, I'm getting some fussiness. I kind of put him back over here. Hey, settle down. And then he relaxes again. Oh, I love it. Bliss. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So when you take your puppy outside and they go potty, and let's say that you take your puppy outside, they're on leash always for potties. That's how we teach bladder control and going potty on command. They're on leash. You take them outside. They do not go potty. Ideally is when we bring them back inside and put them in their crate, 10 to 15 minutes, something around there. And most time what it does is it builds up the need for them to go potty. Most puppies, when they go outside, they're like, wow, I'm outside, I gotta go. Bird, squirrel, cat, dog, bug, fly, whatever it is. And all of that need to go potty, gone. Because they got distracted, but they still have to go potty. It's just not there yet. So we bring them back inside. Ideally, like I said before, crate 10 to 15 minutes. Second time they go out. First time they need to go. Second time they really need to go. Oh, bird, bug, doesn't go. Back inside the crate 10 to 15 minutes after a few minutes of being outside. And now third time. And now it's a state of emergency. Now they got to go and there's nothing interrupting them. Get that puppy outside on leash still. And most of the time you'll get a potty from them after that time. And if you don't, and you're like, man, Sparky, we've really been going out for 3 minutes, coming in for 15. It's like we've been doing this for a whole hour. That's something I want you to think about. 7, 8-month-old, probably a 2-hour hold time, easy. After the hour of them going back and forth to the crate, then eventually going potty at the end of the hour, you know what that tells me if it happens multiple times? My dog can hold their urine for 2 hours. No problem. But there's certain things that make them hold it better than others. When I got a dog that I take outside to go potty, he doesn't potty, I bring him back inside and I take that leash off, or I never had the leash in the first place, it's party time. He still has to go pee. He never went pee. That's in your house. He's going to pee in your house. So when you use the crate periodically throughout the day, it gives your puppy a chance to settle, allow their bladder to settle, allow their bowels to settle. It's more likely to get you a potty when you take them out. But what's our alternative? This alternative I keep telling you guys about, but I'm really not trying to tell it to you because I want you to do the first option, but I'll still give it. The alternative is your puppy stays on leash inside the home. If you don't crate, how else can you constantly keep an eye on your puppy? And if they start sniffing, you got about a 2-second window after they sniff before they go pee. How do we still control that? By tying their leash to my hip, by putting it on my little belt buckle. So when I'm walking and I feel my dog dragging behind me and I'm like, hey dude, what's the deal? And I look back and he's sniffing, I'm like, that's it. That's his like cue, his tell. I get him outside, he goes potty. I see him just kind of circling, not sniffing. That's a poop. Get him out there, he goes potty. These are your ways of almost like diagnosing your dog's body language to find what they need and where they need it and when they need it. All of that really applies. Are you done with me? Or you see a dog outside. That's his buddy outside. So, 2 options. 1 crate, 1 leash on all the time. The leash on, I'll be honest, is a pain in the ass. You're not going to enjoy having leash glued to you all the time, but I got some dogs that are a lot more vocal in the crate. I'm working with one dog right now. It's a little weenie dog, and it's super cute, super sweet. It's gotten a lot of affection because it's super sweet, and now they're having a lot of trouble with the crate, almost to the point to where they'd probably have to send the dog away to a boarder for a couple weeks to really just kind of like knock out that like extreme anxiety in the crate. So we did an alternative. We did the solution I just told you, and they're about 3-4 days in, and they're already having a much better time of it. And for them, this is easier than dealing with a screaming dog in the crate for 2 weeks straight, like a breeder or a boarder or a trainer would have to do. So every dog has a solution. You just might need an alternative one. Ooh, that was a lot. That was a short question for a long answer. I love it. All right, Teresa. My 3-month-old mini Labradoodle humps everything, blankets, soft toys, etc. Is this a phase and will it stop after she's fixed? No, it never stops if it starts, unless you stop it. And I'll tell you how to do that in a second. Also, excited pee when seeing someone is a mess. How do I stop this? All right, first part. I'm just doing the second part. The peeing when people see her. Stop letting people greet her. I know, it seems like a backhanded solution, but no, that's really what it is. Your dog is so excitable, so overstimulated, that when people greet them, they have an accent. Are you going for my hand? Is that what that is? Don't bite that. So you need to cut down your greetings. You need to teach your puppy to exist. No, you don't get the mic. Stop looking cute. I lost my train of thought. Your puppy doesn't get to greet people. Until your puppy can sit there calmly, relaxed, and that usually happens over months, not weeks or days or hours or minutes, months of working on this. And eventually when your puppy can sit there calmly, people, oh, what a beautiful puppy. And your puppy's like, looks at mom, gets food, good. Then I'm like, hey, do me a favor, turn your body to the side, kind of crouch down, and just give the backhand of your hand for my puppy to sniff. Don't look, don't hover, don't try to pet. These are all the things that trigger urination. Just crouch down, side hand, backhand type deal. Let her smell. And this is after months of working on minimizing greetings to maximize bladder control. I'll try that first. What's the first part? Humping. Yeah, that's super common. If I have particular specific things that my dog is likely to hump, a certain toy, toss it. They don't get that toy anymore. All right, Kimberly. Hayes has had enough of me. He sees dogs. He wants to go play. This is Hayes. Thank you. See you, bud. What was that? Humping. If it's a particular item, eliminate that item. Very likely it's habitual, not anything else. It starts as a dominance thing. They hump because they want to be in charge. They want to dominate it. They want to feel like they're empowered by it. When they get neutered, that doesn't go away. When you do training, it does. So eliminate the items already that your dog's associated with that need to hump. It's a habitual thing, like muscle memory type deal. And then you start tackling it. So again, Hayes hair all over my face. Anytime anyone has a puppy, if you're following my advice, you're following what we've been teaching you guys for years, and you've been with our program, we always have puppies leashed up. Always have them leashed up in the home, especially when they're not in the playpen. So when they're out in the home, on their bed, they're dragging a leash around, I see them humping. One, I'm not trying to step in and give a hard no. These are puppies, guys. We don't give hard corrections to a puppy. We redirect. We prevent. We minimally correct them for something like that, especially when it's just a natural bodily function. So what I'll do instead is I see the dog getting ready to hump something. I see the energy rising. I grab the leash. Puppy come. I start slowly walking backwards. I'm not yanking this dog in. It's not about pulling them. It's about having the leash, taking a small step back. Puppy come. Move. Look how slow I'm going. That's not an exaggeration. That's literally how slow I'm moving. And then eventually you're going to get a great quad workout. Oh, they're burning. And then eventually my puppy is like, man, what do you want? And they move away from the thing they're humping and they check in with you. It's not over though. Then you have to redirect them. You have to grab focus. You have to help them understand what you want instead. Most of the time, humping at this age is an overabundance of energy or drive. Drive is their ability to work or play or hump. And you just want to help them work through it. The more energy they have, the more likely they are to do things that we don't like. Jumping, humping, pulling, biting, lunging, dashing. We harness the energy and we funnel it into a channel. Come, play, sit down, drop, leave it, fetch, heel. Give it a channel. Most of the time it goes away on its own. And then when your puppy's older, if they're still doing it, that's when you start doing corrections if need be. Usually I say hire a dog trainer for that though, because they give you the best way of doing it. Perfect. Nice. I'm 2 questions deep of 27.
We had a live one come in over there.
Just tell me this. I'll take it.
You'll have to scroll.
Then we'll come back for it. If you want to scroll for it while I answer another one, I just don't want to wait for it. Elizabeth. Hi, when it's crate time, should you be in the same room or just nearby and check in? One, I'll say this, you never check in with crate time because it teaches your dog to start looking for you and they don't settle, they just kind of wait for you to come back. But again, this is more about preference. I actually kind of like a little bit of both worlds. I like to have my dog in the crate in a completely separate room when I'm teaching them how to be in the crate, calmly and relaxed. Because every new noise that comes by, every sound, movement, noise, breeze, whatever it is, your puppy alert and awake for it. So in the beginning, I almost always crate in a separate room. As they get better at it, I want to get them used to different things. Hearing noises while in the crate, me leaving, or when I have friends over and my puppy's going to be in the crate, there's a lot more noise. That's when I start going from the bedroom crate, it now is in the living room for a couple days. Oh, my dog is really, really barky. All right, we're not really ready for that. Maybe I'll go from bedroom, here's living room, maybe I'll do like a guest bedroom, an office, even a bathroom within a bathtub if there's a bathtub in your house you don't use. All these different areas kind of build him up to it. And then once I got him calm in the living room and he's able to exist in that crate calmly, I'll move him back to the bedroom again. Because ideally, I think the bedroom is the best place for him to be. But I have seen a lot of this lately, which is my dog is good in the crate until I have friends come over, I have guests come over, I have neighbors come over. Because now the extra noise in my home, my dog can't cope with it because they've only had quiet in the crate. Start with quiet. Build them up to it being a bit louder. You can always play like noise machine inside the room with the crate too, just to have voices that they can hear. And it just acclimates them to being calm even with outside stimuli hitting them. Find my question?
Yeah, and it's actually built
I
on
tried the crate away from me, covered fan, white noise, 7-month-old, barks constantly. It takes about 2 weeks to get him used to it. So I can tell you right now from all the trainer friends that I have that do boarding, when you have a extremely crate anxious dog, if you have a wiener dog, then it's one of the worst crate anxiety breeds I've ever met. And I'm literally, the dog I mentioned now that they just couldn't do the crate, it was because they were like not sleeping for 2 days straight. Their kids couldn't sleep. It was a mess. So that's why they did the other alternative. But if you really want to knock it out, you really want to get that dog crate trained, which I recommend if you can do the squeeze and you can match it, you can handle it, I'd recommend it. It takes about 2 weeks though. You're doing a lot of different things. So you're doing everything you just mentioned, but you're also doing periodic training sessions in between crate time. So your puppy builds up anxiety, build. That's when I'd recommend probably even hiring a dog trainer that could come to your home. Maybe they can show you a couple different training tools that they offer. And what a training tool does is it just harnesses that focus. You got a lot of great ones. You got easy walks, things like that, gentle leaders, all those good stuff. And what those do for you is they harness the focus, because when your dog is overstimulated, their brain is just doing backflips and front flips, side rolls, barrel rolls. But when you can harness that focus mid-crate, like they've been in there for 20 minutes, scream barking the whole time. I'll calmly walk up. I pause at the door because I never open that crate with a barking dog or a twitchy or a running or a pacing dog. I just stand there, I wait. Eventually my dog's and they're just sitting there panting or even standing panting. That's kind of the moment I'm looking for. I open the door an inch. They're out. No. Close it. You notice how my whole body language changed? No. Firm. Neutral. Stern. Stoic. Any one of those. And then your puppy's going to kind of look at you like you're crazy. You open it a few inches, they do it again, you close it. And eventually you can open that crate door about 3 or 4 inches, and they're kind of just sitting there waiting, but they just want to get out so bad. You're going to put on all of your gear, harness, leash, whatever else you're using, inside the crate. They don't get to come out and show all that energy. It's rewarding it if they get to use it. They're still in the crate. And the minute I let my dog come out of the crate, I'm doing let's go work, back and forth. Anyone who doesn't know what let's go work is, go to Puppy Academy online or puppyacademy.com. Check out our online school. It's a huge routine. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube as well. You just won't have as much of an in detail breakdown of it. But yeah, shameless plug. Ha! Love it. All right, go back and forth. Let's go turn. Let's go turn. Let's go turn. Let's go turn. Now my puppy's like, by the end of it, they're tired because they've harnessed all that energy and we put it in a good channel. And then they go back in the crate and maybe they bark for the next 30, 40 minutes, but it's not as bad. Now they're in there for still another 40 minutes. Maybe they're doing 2 hours, maybe they're doing 3, whatever age your puppy is. I bring them out again when that barking really escalates again. I work them through it again. Bring that energy down. I help them regulate, and then they go back in the crate. And what happens is eventually they actually learn how to be calm in the crate. It's not instinctual for every dog. Bethany, if you ever see my partner, she's here, not wife partner, that one's right here, but Bethany's my business partner, or my work partner. And whenever she takes dogs for her boarding program and they have crate anxiety that bad, it's really difficult. That's why I even recommended hiring someone who could do boarding for you that specifically focuses on crate anxiety. It's not a super known practice of the dog training world, and not a lot of people do it. It's specific to what that dog needs. You got to make sure you find someone that does it. But yeah, that's honestly my recommendation is you can try it on your own, but I would hire a professional because that is one of the absolute hardest things to do. Absolute hardest. unless you're home all day long with the dog and you're constantly able to get up and go work the dog when the escalation builds. That was a great question. That was a really, really good question. Gotcha. Thanks for asking. That was a great one. Thank you. Andrea, is it playpen 8 to... Oh, I've been waiting for this one. I love it. Is it playpen 8 to 12 hours a day? A lot. Like, when does he or she interact with family members? Jeez. Yeah, sounds like a ton. Why would you put your dog in the playpen for 8 to 12 hours straight? That's ridiculous. Who would ever tell you to do that? We didn't tell you to do that. So, when we do crate playpen setup, when we use our structure schedule, most puppies at a young age, under 6 months of age, need to sleep anywhere between 16 to 20 hours a day. And they can't have the freedom that a young child would have. Like, let me think of a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old is old enough to kind of walk around the house a little bit, explore, be on his iPad, watch his Dingleberries, or what's that one show called? Jujuberry or something? I don't think Dingleberries is the word, though. But whatever that berry show is. All of that, they're doing their thing. They're doing all that. But why are you laughing? I think I killed Kimberly. Oh, it's poo-poo. That's poo-poo Dingleberries. I lost my train of thought. What was the question? Oh, yeah. The whole crate playpen setup, what it's all about is teaching a dog to be calm in the crate for a couple hours, come out, and this hour of free time isn't in the playpen the whole time unless you can't work with your dog. But that hour of free time is walk and play. Training, supervised separation. Walk and play, that's interaction. Training, that's interaction. Playpen for 10, 15 to 20 minutes, that's just them existing in the playpen. We don't look, talk, or touch them. We teach them to be calm and relaxed around us. But who the heck is putting their dog in a playpen for 8 to 12 hours? That sounds excessive. We didn't give that advice. I don't know who did. But I can tell you right now that the playpen setup is your way of making sure your puppy has a safe environment in the same room as you when you can't watch them right away. You can't keep your eye on them constantly. And if you don't want to use playpen, you can do the leash tether on your hip. But yeah, no, I mean, that's an easy one. No dog should be crated for 8 to 12 hours. An older, fully grown dog could be crated for 8 hours straight if you're at work that whole time, but I just recommend getting a dog walker to come in halfway. Kimberly, you okay?
I'm good.
You're good now? All right.
One of those situations where
I remembered what Dingleberries was after.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's poop. It is. It is. Yeah, don't put your dog in a playpen for 8 to 12 hours. That was kind of a sassy response, but I liked it. Billy, I have a 14-week-old miniature American Shepherd puppy. Love the breed. Spectacular breed. American Shepherd, awesome breed. Miniature, I've never seen that before. That's cool, though. He sleeps really well in his crate. We have a 1 hour out, 2 hours in schedule. Yes, that right there, yes. He's now fully vaccinated and able to venture outside. He gets really vocal when he's tired, and we always have to leave and take him home. Normal. Any tips on how we can help Billy to settle, nap outside his crate? Pray to the gods of all dog trainers, because I don't know. Most dogs don't want to sleep and nap outside the crate. They're always moving. The only way I can successfully get a dog to like chill out, fully settle outside a crate is if I have a strong place duration. I mumble a lot and I string my words together. Place duration command, which is teaching dog to go to a designated area on command, stay there until we release them. It's our version of calm on command. That's the easiest possible way, but it takes a ton of training to get there. So maybe not that easy. The other solution is playpen. You got to bring a playpen with you. And if there's a lot going on, your puppy's not settling down. You can't force it down. You can't force them to settle in the playpen. The only option you have is working them in your home on place, getting them to do it at home, and then going outside on your front porch, getting them to do it there, and then eventually bring in a dog bed with you, a place. Like we use the cots, like it looks like a little trampoline. Coleman makes a foldable cot that a few of my clients have, and I really like those as well. They're very sturdily built. They're great for camping, but you could actually fold it up. It's about this big when it's done. It's not going to fit in a purse or anything, but like a bag or something. And then you just take it with you, and wherever you are, you put your dog on place, you use food, you get them calm, you get them relaxed, get them to sit, get them down, and then eventually they learn how to just exist around you. Just got vaccinated, so I'm assuming 4 to 6 months old, you're nowhere close. You're nowhere near ready for that. I got dogs that I trained for about 8 weeks, 9 weeks, before even doing it at a local park. That is very quiet, very calm. And even then, Owners struggle tremendously. That's a very hard thing to do, but if you're motivated, check out Place Command. Again, it's in an online school too. I'm just going to keep kind of throwing those in there a little bit because we've had a lot of people join in and not everyone knows about it. But yeah, that's definitely my advice. You got an online one? I'll take it. What you got? All right. Had my first walk with my 4-month pup for like 5 a.m.
I think 5 minutes.
Oh, for like 5 minutes. Sorry, I thought I saw an A there. For like 5 minutes, she was pulling and kind of wild. Any tips on how to work through this transition? Wait, are we asking questions here? You are asking questions. I'm going to answer your question. Okay, so where do I start walking? Where do I start training a walk? Never in the front, never on the sidewalk, never at the park. It's actually always inside the home usually. I'll do Let's Go work as a great introduction. I've already kind of done my shameless plug on it. And I start with Let's Go, which is responding to pressure. Move when I move, stop when I stop. So I'm walking in a straight line. My puppy pulls ahead. If I pull back, I'm going down the spine with my leash. Most dogs will flex their shoulders and anchor and hold with everything they can to not go back. That's because you have something called an opposition reflex. Opposition reflex means that we need to go to the side of the body. I don't want to pull back. I want to pull kind of diagonal, which then turns the head/body to follow. They go ahead. Right as they're about to hit tension, I kind of step back, angle. You guys are the dog. TikTok, you're the dog right now. Instagram, you'll be the dog in a second. I kind of angle out and move so my dog has to turn his body to follow me and eventually face me. When I take those 2 to 5 steps back, let's go, angle. Right when they look for me, good, food, slack, treat, turn, move the other direction. When you can do this easily, like easy, you start moving in a different direction. Your puppy's like, hey, where are you going? I want food. That's when you move on. Then you do stage 2 of it, which is starting to move back without food. And it's more fluid. It's not this robotic, let's go, good, food, step, turn. Now it's, let's go, good, and we just start moving. Very fluid, not robotic, and it's more fun that way. And then the final stage is just a pivot on whatever side that they're on. Obviously, there's a lot of steps, and obviously you're probably not going to memorize that. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube as well or online school. But that's the easiest possible way to start it. Can you scroll up? I need to read that question like 3 times. I've gone on tangents already. What's wrong? All right. What was the second part? Next is I'm going to move to the backyard, then the driveway, and then the front yard. Then I'm on the sidewalk in front of my house, just going one house length, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then I can do the neighborhood, 5 or 6 houses, a block, maybe 2 blocks. Now you're ready for heel. Now you're ready to teach your puppy pressure on, pressure off, strict structure, which means your puppy pulls ahead of you, puppy heel, pressure, 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 pressure. Don't stop there. Keep going. Good. Slow release. Food on the same side if you need it or you have it. You can also do heel turnarounds where you pivot on that right hip and you've already got food waiting for your puppy when they finish. My recommendation is whatever side your puppy walks on, when you're introducing this for heel, my pouch is on the same side as the dog walks on because I want to be able to grab food, heel, pressure, 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 good treat. Heel, pressure, 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 good treat. When I'm teaching Let's Go work, my pouch is on the other side of my hip because I'm stepping back, holding leash with right, rewarding left hand instead. The reason I say keep the hip on the right for a heel is because I don't want to keep bending across, hurting my back. When I'm forward facing my dog after Let's Go work, they're facing me and it's easier just to reach in, reward. But one thing I'll say is when you're introducing something new, you need to have food on you guys like 24/7. There's never a moment where you don't have food in your hand when you're actively working with your puppy. And as they get older and more mature, then it becomes ask for the command, the heel, the sit down, say whatever it is, pause, say good, pause, and then reach in and grab food. Because you're trying to not be a treat factory, a vending machine for food. You're trying to be a leader to your dog. I don't want them looking at me because I'm just a source of food. I want them to look at me because I'm a source of understanding and good, clear communication. Okay, I talked that one to death. Moving on. Yay! I'm coming in with some energy today, too. I didn't even have my coffee. Oh, no, I did. I had 4 shots of espresso this morning. I'm a little bit wired, sorry. I'm feeling it. Oh, and I'm married. Yay! Kimberly, show me your ring. Show me your ring. Do it. Yeah, there we go. Married squad. All right. Next question. Bradley David. I'd like to book. Bradley David. I don't want to read your question just because no one else needs to hear it, but check out our online school. It's significantly cheaper than a private lesson. I charge $3.75 an hour. Trust me when I say you will get more value out of our online school than working for just one session with a private trainer, even for a call. For the same price and even significantly less, you will get amazing resources and tons more information. And you can see me for an hour every Wednesday at 4 p.m.
For a year.
For a year. I'll save you a lot of money. All right. Sam Tristan, 95. How do you stop? How much time do I have? I got time? Oh, I'm going over. I got a lot of good questions here. How do you stop a 6-month-old Aussie from barking at dogs that walks by the house? She loves playing with dogs. Walking by the house, I assume that we're in the house. Dogs got to be on leash, and all access to the front of the house either needs to be completely blocked off. I mean visually as well as physically. And if it's already blocked off, then just visually block it. So like put like your shades up, put something in front of where they're seeing from. If they're running around in the backyard, they're building drive and they're building up a territorial behavior as a protection dog. But a dog who's not trained to be a protection dog from a super young age, they're never going to be a good one. They're going to be someone who bites your gardener or bites your kids. So make sure if you want a protection dog, a guard dog, a territorial dog, you get them trained professionally to do so. And if you just want your dog to stop barking at people coming by or dogs walking by, they got to be on leash. So how do we do it on leash though? I got to have food on me at all times. When my dog is not in the crate, on leash, moving around me, maybe I got them tied to me, maybe I don't. It doesn't really matter in this one unless you have to have them tied to you because they're just popping off in every 10 seconds. But what I do is my dog starts barking. I've got my pouch, I got my little bag of food next to the couch. I grab my food, I grab a handful out. I go pick up my dog's leash and I say, what's your dog's name? Can you give me a name? I'm gonna call him Georgie. Aussie seems like a good Georgie. I say, Georgie, come. And again, just like let's go where guys, I start moving back, but I can't go down the spine. Remember, I need to go slightly to the side, angled from the spine. So my puppy's like, I gotta bark, I gotta bark. What do you want? The minute they look, give slack, keep walking back, say good, and reward when they eventually get to you. Then you turn back. Might get entangled? No. You turn back away from the window and you walk a few more steps. And now you're like 10 additional feet from the window. You turn back towards it. Walk, 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 walk. Am I waiting for the bark though? Heck no. I'm waiting for the ears, the eyes, the lips, the body, the tail. I'm looking for all these little micro signs, or what we call, crap, I can't remember the name of it, whatever. I'm looking for all these like little micro signs, nuances, micro nuances that dogs tend to show without us even realizing it. Perked up ears, they're just kind of hanging out, boom! Like two little bullets shooting up in the air. I'm like, all right, my dog's stimulated by something. The eyes go from whale eyes. The mouth goes from and it shuts tight. The body of the dog goes from moving to moving in a straight line with no wiggle. The tail goes from like movement to boing, like a bullet, or boing, like a bullet. These are all signs your dog is getting ready to react. You see those, and you're already, let me clarify this. Oh, I almost told you the wrong thing. If you see those, you are not too late. That's when you redirect. You don't wait for them to bark. When you bark, you're already too late. They're already above threshold. You got to get them farther away until they start looking for food. If I have my dog, when I first recalled him and he's still barking, I'll literally walk from one side of the room all the way to the other, walking backwards until my dog is like, what do you want? And looks away from that thing it's barking at. That is when my food becomes viable. And if it still isn't, please take my food, please. No, none of that. We don't need that. I'll literally just start doing circles, moving back and forth. And eventually my dog gets bored. And they're like, what do you want, human? Good, food. And they're like, oh, okay, I see what you did there. And if they don't care about food, I got a lot of dogs that don't care about food. If they don't care about food, you need to stop feeding meals in a bowl. All your meals need to go in a pouch. First meal of the day, I take it out of the pouch and I start training my dog for it. There is no free food anymore. Everything is earned because your dog needs to know that they have to earn things from you to get privileges. Your dog needs to earn the food from you to get their meal. This gives you more leverage, more value. So when your puppy looks at something that it wants to bark at, outside, inside, backyard, front yard, living room, whatever it is. When you say puppy come, they're like, food! And they're focused on you. Can you wean off that food intensity later? Of course you can. But you need it in the beginning because that's what your dog is looking for. They're looking for something that's more valuable than what they're currently doing. Everything is more valuable than us. Truly, it really is. Especially when you have dogs, friends, people coming over, dogs outside. You have to give yourself more value. Leash does that. Harness does that. Food does that. Movement does that. Oh, I'm tired. Okay, what time is it? 33? All right, we did a good one, guys. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We will see you next week, 12 p.m. No. 1 p.m. Pacific time. Kimberly's about to beat me up. Okay, guys, have a great day. See you next week. Bye.